Don't you hate when acne pops up at the absolute worst times, like right before a big event, like a date? And when it comes to acne, I know we all kind of want the same thing, to stop it before it even starts. I've been told over and over and over, stop eating dairy. Don't eat as much sugar. Stop with the greasy food. But does that really make a difference? I decided to ask a dermatologist and see what an expert had to say.
I'm often asked what causes acne, and frankly, that's a very complicated discussion. So genetics can be a factor. We also know that hormones at different periods of our life can fluctuate, and this very much affects acne. But there are also external factors, such as things that you apply on your skin that can make acne worse or sometimes trigger an acne outbreak. Greasy foods associated with acne is probably one of the oldest myths. I think this comes from the fact that acne is very common in teenagers, and classically teenagers ate foods like pizza. And so it was put together to associate acne and greasy foods, but as dermatologists, we don't believe this to be true. Research has shown us that there is actually a connection between sugar and acne. So the studies are done on something called the high glycemic index set of foods, and these include high sugar foods. And so in the studies, people that ate a diet that was high glycemic index or high in sugar tended to have more acne or worse acne. Does dairy cause acne? Well, that's a very, very complicated question. And frankly, as dermatologists, we're not exactly aligned on that. There are some people that believe very strongly that dairy does cause acne or make acne worse, and there are other people that don't believe this. Research is ongoing. It's certainly not harmful to try to eliminate dairy from your diet and see if that's helpful for you, but at this point, we don't have a definitive answer as to whether dairy actually causes acne. To manage acne, it's very important to have a daily routine. So I recommend cleansing your face twice a day. The evening cleanse is particularly important because it helps wash the day off your face. So it will remove any makeup, any pollution, anything you run into over the day, including excess oil that you may have produced. And then the next step is important is to moisturize your face. If you have a problem with clogged pores, which can make acne worse, I recommend that you use a product with salicylic acid in it, and this will help unclog the pores. And then finally, it's really important to use sunscreen every morning, because if you have red spots on your face from acne marks and then you expose yourself to the sun, those can turn into brown spots that stay around for a very long time. While a daily routine is important, sometimes it's not enough. So if you have persistent acne or scarring acne, please see a board-certified dermatologist.
In my experience, the best way to keep the dirt and oil out of your pores is to start a daily skincare routine and actually stick to it. I like to use a purifying gel cleanser to help remove the impurities from my skin, then a microexfoliating lotion, which is going to help to shrink the size of my pores along with clear them out. And then I like to use a hydrating global anti-acne treatment, which is going to help to not only hydrate my skin, but prevent the reoccurrence of acne. And then when the sun is shining, I like to use an SPF 30 at minimum to protect my skin from the harsh rays of the sun.